Good morning, mathematicians. Today is April 23rd, 2020. We will be learning time to the half hour using a digital clock. Our lesson objective is I can tell and write time to the half hour using a digital clock. Let's start with our warm-up. You have 30 seconds to find the missing numbers. Ready? Go. Ten seconds. And stop. Go ahead and check your work. The missing numbers were 38, 40, 43, and 44. For the second row, the missing numbers were 77, 78, and 80. Okay, let's continue our warm-up. For problem number 1, it says, what time is it when the hour hand is between the 6 and 7 and the minute hand is on 6? Right? If the hour hand is between the 6 and the 7, then the hour is 6. And if the minute hand is pointing to the 6, then I know it's 6:30. And I write it like this. Problem number 2. What time does the clock show? Half past 9. Awesome job, mathematicians. Look at the digital clock. How can you read time to the half hour on a digital clock? Well, the first number tells us the hour, so it's 5. The second number, or the number to the right of the column, tells us the minutes, which is 30. So when it's 5:30 in a digital clock, we read it as 5:30. A digital clock can also show time to the half hour. Both of the clocks show 6:30 or 6:30. The analog clock has the minute hand pointing to the 6 to show the 30 minutes. And to show the hour, the red hand or the hour hand, it's pointing between the 6 and 7, past 6. Therefore, the digital clock says 6:30. So remember, if we write 6:30, we do not need to write 6:30. And if we write 6:30, we don't need to say 6:30. So we're either saying 6:30 or 6:30. Both are the same time. Investigate the math. Freda has dance class at the time shown. Write the time on the digital clock. Look at the analog clock. Where is the hour hand pointing? Between the 12 and the 1. So it is 12. The hour is 12. Look at the minute hand. Where is it pointing? To the 6. So we would say is 12:30. In a digital clock, we would write it as 12:30. Investigate the math. Let's go ahead and solve this word problem. It says, a bike race starts at the time shown on the yellow clock. Write the time on the digital clock. The race lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes. Draw the minute and hour hand onto the green clock. Write the time that the race finishes. Let's start with the first part of the problem. It says, a bike race starts at the time shown on the yellow clock. Write the time on the digital clock. So let's go back and look at the yellow analog clock. What time is the race starting? Very good, 6 o'clock. How do we write 6 o'clock in the digital clock? Very good, 6, colon, 0, 0. Now, if we go back to the problem, it says that the race lasts 1 hour and 30 minutes. Draw the minute and hour hands onto the green clock. Write the time that the race finishes. If we know that the race started at 6 o'clock, an hour later would be 7 o'clock. So our hour hand has to be pointing after 7. But it didn't just last 1 hour. It says the race lasted 1 hour and 30 minutes. How do we show the 30 minutes? Very good. The minute hand points to the 6. In the digital clock, how would we write 7:30? Very good. 7:30. To answer the question, what time does the race finishes? It finishes at 7:30. Go ahead and solve problems 1 and 2. You guys have 15 seconds. Ready? Go. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, boys and girls, look at number 1. What time is the analog clock showing? 1:30. How would we write 1:30 in the digital clock? 1:30. Problem number 2 is showing 8:30 in the analog clock. How would we write that in the digital clock? 8:30 would be 8:30 in our digital clock. How is 10:30 shown on a digital clock? 10, colon, 30. 10:30. Very good. Let's solve the problem together. Mrs. John's class has art at 9:30. It lasts 1 hour. What time does art class end? Let's solve the problem. Mrs. Johnson's class has art at 9:30. It lasts 1 hour. What time does art class end? If class starts at 9:30 and we go 1 hour ahead, we would go 9:30, 10:30. So art class ends at 10:30. Problem solving hot problem. Chase tells his friend that the time on the clock is 12 o'clock. Tell why Chase is wrong. Make it right. Go ahead and think about it. Why is Chase wrong? Look at the digital clock. What time is it showing? Chase said it's showing 12 o'clock. Why is he wrong? Chase tells his friend the wrong time. The time is 12:30, not 12 o'clock. Excellent job, mathematicians. We have learned how to tell time on both an analog and a digital clock to the hour and to the half hour. Today, in your math book, you will answer all the problems from pages 608 to 612. When you're done, go ahead and send me a message to let me know that you have finished. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.